Hello everyone. Now let us see next term, relationship between GH plane and f of s plane. Till now we have seen principle of argument. In principle of argument we have s plane contour, we have f of s plane contour. Now let us see relationship between GH plane and f of s plane. For stability of a closed loop system, zeros of the characteristic equation means poles of the closed loop transfer function. Already I told you. We can write characteristic equation f of s as 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. Let us consider g of s h of s as L of s, means loop gain for the system. So we have f of s equal to 1 plus L of s equal to 0. So for stability of a closed loop system, zeros of the characteristic equation. This is my characteristic equation. Zeros of the characteristic equation. Already I told you zeros of the characteristic equation means poles for the closed loop system. So for stability of a closed loop system, zeros of the characteristic equation must lie in left side of the imaginary j omega axis in S plane, or must lie in left half of S plane. If any one zero of characteristic equation is in the right half of S plane, then system becomes unstable. Already we have seen in unit 4th. Now Nyquist had suggested that rather than analyzing whether all the zeros are located in the left half of S plane for the characteristic equation, it is better to examine the presence of any one zero of characteristic equation in the right half of S plane, making the system unstable. Hence, the active region for the stability point of view is the right half of S plane. We have f of s equal to 1 plus L of s, or we can write L of s equal to f of s minus 1. F of s already be considered in principle of argument as u plus jv. So we have L of s equal to u plus jv minus 1. U, real part of f of s, v imaginary part of f of s. Therefore, real and imaginary part of L of s we can write as real part of L of s means minus 1 plus u, and imaginary part of L of s means v. We know in f of s plane origin is u equal to 0 and v equal to 0. In f of s plane we know origin is u equal to 0 and v equal to 0, because in f of s plane horizontal will define u, vertical will define jv, or horizontal axis will define real value u and vertical will define imaginary value v. So here minus 1 plus u, this corresponds to minus 1 comma j0 point in the L of S plane. Minus 1 plus u corresponds to minus 1 comma j0 point in the L of S plane, because we know in f of S plane origin is u equal to 0 and b equal to 0, but in L of S plane real value is -1 plus u, imaginary value is v, so we can say -1 plus u corresponds to -1 comma j0 point in the L of S plane. This point is known as a critical point. Critical point. So for a single input, single output system, we know loop gain is g of s, h of s. This is for single input, single output system. Already we have seen in first unit. Usually loop gain is specified and is given in factored form. So it is convenient to use GH plane instead of f of S plane to determine the stability for the system. Therefore, we will use the relation n equal to z minus p. Already we have seen this relation. This is a mathematical statement for a principle of argument. This principle can be used for finding the unstable zeros of f of s, where n is the encirclement of the point -1 comma j0 in the GH plane by the Nyquist path or contour CGH. Again, I am repeating. For a single input, single output system, loop gain is g of s, h of s. We know the value of loop gain, and in numerical we have loop gain in factored form. So we can choose GH plane instead of f of s plane to determine the stability for the system. Therefore, relation n equal to z minus p is used for finding the unstable zeros of f of s, where capital N is the encirclement of the point -1 comma j0 in the GH plane by the Nyquist path or Nyquist contour, suppose CGH. So this is the required relation between GH plane and f of s plane. This is the required relation between GH plane and f of s plane. Now let us see next term, Nyquist path or Nyquist contour. Nyquist path, or Nyquist contour. So in order to apply Nyquist criteria, we make a special choice of the closed contour in the S plane. This contour is known as Nyquist contour or Nyquist path. If we want to apply Nyquist stability criteria to determine the stability of the closed loop system, we make a special choice of closed contour in the S plane. This contour is known as Nyquist contour or Nyquist path. So Nyquist contour is so chosen that it encloses the entire right side of the imaginary j omega axis in the S plane, or we will choose Nyquist contour so that path will enclose the entire right half of S plane. Now consider Nyquist contour. Here horizontal will define sigma, vertical will define j omega. So this is S plane, where S is plus j infinity, S equal to minus j infinity, because we will consider Nyquist contour so that it encloses the entire right half of S plane. That's why it is S equal to plus j infinity, it is S equal to minus j infinity. Suppose this path is C1 from this point to this point, and suppose this point is this path is C2, and here R is infinite. If we will consider R as infinite, so path will enclose the entire right half of S plane, and this phasor will define R e to the power j theta. R is magnitude, theta is the angle. Now here path encloses all the right half of S plane poles and zeros of GH except the singular point, because according to the principle of argument, Nyquist path should not pass through the singular point. So here path will enclose all the right half of S plane poles and zeros of GH except the singular points. So here path will compose of two segments. First segment C1, second segment C2. First segment is the whole imaginary axis from minus j infinity to plus j infinity, and second segment C2 is a semicircle of radius infinite that encloses the entire right half of S plane. So this is my Nyquist path or Nyquist contour. Now let us see last term. Nyquist path for open loop poles on j omega axis. Nyquist path for open loop poles on j omega axis. So I told you, according to the principle of argument, Nyquist path should not pass through the singular points of f of s. That is poles at the origin or poles on the j omega axis of the open loop transfer function g of s h of s. If the transfer function has poles at the origin or pole at the origin or poles on the j omega axis at points other than the origin, the contour in the S plane must be modified so as to bypass any j omega axis pole. Now let us see how we can draw the Nyquist path for open loop poles on j omega axis. Horizontal will define sigma, vertical will define j omega. Suppose we have a pole at the origin. Suppose we have a pole at s equal to j omega. We have pole at s equal to minus j omega. So in this case, Nyquist, we can define Nyquist path according to like this. So this is a Nyquist path in S-plane. If we have pole at the origin, if we have pole on the j omega axis, and this can be done by selecting a small semicircle of radius, suppose epsilon, around the pole on the j omega axis towards the right hand side. The area that the modified closed contour avoids is a very small portion of the S-plane. This area approaches 0 as the radius of semicircle. Epsilon tends to 0. Therefore, all the poles on the j omega axis are enclosed by this modified contour. So this is j infinity, this is minus j infinity, radius infinity. Here we have a pole at the origin, pole on j omega axis, pole on j omega axis at s equal to minus j omega. So here we have three possible poles. Three possible poles of f of s. So this is a path AB. Suppose this is A, this is B. Suppose this is path BC, this is path CD, this is D to E, this is E to F, this is F to G, and this is G to H. Here we have H, and this is H to A. So how we can define different parameters? We will see according to the numerical. So this is Nyquist path for open loop poles on the j omega axis. We have first path AB, second path BC, this is semicircle, next path CD, next path DE, next path EF, next path FG, next path GH, and the next path you can say semicircle of radius infinity. Path you can say overall path, suppose I or J, you can assume according to numerical. So with the help of diagram, we can define the Nyquist path. Thank you.